At Option Genius, we believe that you deserve freedom, financial freedom, so that you have no more worries and more than enough money. Time freedom, so that you could do what you want, when you want to do it. And choice freedom, to live your life on your terms. But the system and Wall Street are rigged against us little guys. So how do we fight back? Well, my friend, that's what this podcast is all about. My name is Alan Sama, and this is the Option Genius Podcast.
No sex for you. That's right. I said it. No sex for you. Well, not for me anyway. Not like that was ever going to happen, but still. Hey, passive traders, I've been reading a book called Your Next 5 Moves. And it's a book about business strategy. So the author of the book is saying that a grandmaster of chess, when they play chess, they can think 12, 14 moves in advance. So if I do this, he's going to do this. If I do this, he'll do this. If I do this, the opponent will do this. And that's the 14 moves, right? In business, the author says you should be thinking at least 5 moves ahead. Now, I'm reading this book, trying to apply it and say, okay, that's for business. How do we apply this to trading? How many steps ahead should a trader think, and how do we apply these strategies to trading? So I'm reading through the book, and obviously in chess, you kind of have a finite area, right? So you can have the chess pieces can only do certain things, you can only move in certain directions, whatnot. And so when you're a grandmaster and you do a move, you can sometimes kind of force the opponent to make a conflicting move. So if I do this, he has to do this kind of thing, right? Because if I put him in check, then he has to get out of check by moving this or something. You can kind of structure that out many, many moves in advance. Even in business, the guy says, well, you got to be in charge of yourself, and you have to know that, hey, if I'm going to ask for a job or a raise at my job, then I need to know what could happen. So first of all, I need to be prepared. I need to show my value. I need to ask properly. I need to know what's in the best interest of the company and present it that way. So you have to have your presentation plan. That's like one move. The second move is what's going to happen if they say yes. Third move is what's going to happen if they say no, and then can I back that up? Am I going to give them an ultimatum? Am I going to do this? And if I do quit, then what am I going to do then? What's my move then? So basically just thinking in advance. If this happens, I'll do this and this and this, and giving yourself options, right? Now in trading, we are trying to be in control and we try to stay steps ahead, but the market does whatever the market wants. So we're more in a reactive mode than in a active mode. And that's why it's passive trading, not active trading. Like if you're a day trader, good luck. I don't have the stomach for that or the time. So how does a trader think many steps in ahead? Well, number one, when you put on the trade, you have to have a trading plan. So that's obviously a step. Number two, the trade can go in your favor or the trade can go against you. So you got to know what to do in either situation. Number three, the trade, if it goes against you, can go against you very violently and suddenly, or it could go very slowly against you. And you have to have moves for both of those aspects involved. You have to have thinking ahead for what are the small moves, what are the small things that could upset my trade, and then what are the big things that could upset my trade. Real micro and then macro. And then what are you going to do on the micro ones, or what are you going to do on the macro ones, right? And then you have to worry about not just the trading aspect, but you got to worry about your personal aspect. So what happens if I cannot get to the trade? What happens if something happens to the trader, right? Maybe he has a headache that day. Maybe he is sick and he has to go to the hospital for several days. Then what happens to the trades? You have to have all of these things thought out in advance to be the best trader that you can. So yeah, there are several trades that we can do or several moves that we can do as a trader. And it's just really thinking about what is the risk and what am I going to do to counter that. So I'll do this. This could happen. What do I do? I'll do this. This could happen. What do I do? The longer you get into trading, the longer you do it, the more trades you put on, the more you'll see what could happen, what could go wrong. And then you'll have experience and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that happened one time before. This is what I did and it worked out well. That's why we also do back testing. The more experience you can get under your belt, the more situations that you see, the more it'll be muscle memory, and then you'll be like, oh, if this happens, I could do this. If this happens, I could do this. Because when you're first starting out, you don't know what you don't know. And that's why it's so important to have a mentor, to have a coach, have somebody guiding you along and be like, hey, relax, calm down. This is what's going on. How are you going to deal with it? You can do A, you can do B, you can do C, you can do D. Which one? What are the pros and cons of each? What do you think is the best one? Proceed that way and let's see how it goes. Now, a mentor or coach is not going to guarantee that he can help you be profitable or get you the right answer every single time. Sometimes it's just not possible, right? There are going to be losses, of course. That's part of the game. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any money for us. If it was so easy and just win every single time, there would be nothing to make, right? That'd be like buying a CD. You get like what, 0.1% on a CD. So the reason that we make money trading is because there is risk and there are losses. So you have to also have a move for how do you handle the losses emotionally and financially. You got to be aware of both situations. So now, coming back to no sex for you, all right? You're probably wondering, hey, how'd you get to this from that? Oh, well, in the book, the author, Patrick Bet David, that's his name, he was a young kid and he was telling his own story. And his goal was to have his company do $1 million in sales. And so he was doing well or something, and then I guess he was outside of a nightclub, something happened, I don't know, I don't remember the exact story, but somebody asked him, hey, how are you going to know, or what's your goal, or how are you going to know that you're successful, or what are you going to do to make yourself successful? I think that was the question. What are you going to do to make sure that you are successful? And he said that he was not going to have sex until he got $1 million in sales in his company. And it took him something like 18 months or something like that. I thought that was really cool, because that was for him, that was a big deal. Because he was like in his 20s or 30s and he was very sexed up. Supposedly, that's what he says in the book. He liked to party, he liked to hang with women, he liked to drink. That was his thing when he was younger. And so for him, that was a big, big, big sacrifice. What is the equivalent to you, right? How are you going to know when your moves are lined up? And how are you going to know when you hit your goal? And what are you going to do to motivate you to hit your goal? So, part of this podcast is I'm trying to attack you in different ways to try to get you to take action, try to get you to think about different things that maybe you haven't thought about yet. Or maybe if you have thought about them, but you didn't give them a second thought or you didn't think about them enough. So I'm trying to re-hit you. Be like, oh, hey, think about this. Oh, hey, what are you going to do about this? Oh, hey, what are you going to do? I cannot give everybody the answers because the answers are different for everybody. So the question is, if you haven't gotten started yet, or if you hadn't hit your goals yet, the reason is probably not because you are lacking all the tools. The reason is something internal. And you can make whatever excuses you want. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the proper education. Those are great. You have the same amount of time everybody else has. You have access to all the education you need through Option Genius. And in terms of money, well, what are you going to do? How badly do you want it? What is the goal? Number one, do you know your why? Is it really, really important to you? And what are you going to do to get it? So in the beginning, it doesn't even take money to start. You need to have back testing. You need to do paper trading. That doesn't take a lot of money. It's free. The back testing, you can buy a software. It's like $500 a year for some back testing software. Build up a track record, and then you can find the money. There are lots of investors out there that will fund somebody, take a chance on you if you can show that, look, I know how to make money. I mean, I've done it. I know other people that have done it. And even if you give them 100% of the gains, you go up to somebody and you say, look, I know how to make money. Fund it, open an account. I'll trade it for you. You keep all of the money. I'll do it for you for free. That's kind of weird, right? You're going to work for free, you make all the money, that guy gets all the money, or the other investor gets all the money, you get nothing? Yeah, if that's what it takes. That's you getting your practice with no money at risk, in the money with the real money at risk with the markets, right? I mean, you can't get like any better no risk situation than that. Obviously, if you lose money, the guy's going to hate you, but that's the way it goes. If you are motivated enough, you will find a way. Now, for those of you who are not motivated enough, that's where it comes to, right? That's where this question, no sex for you, or this idea comes from. So if you don't have that motivation to just go nuts and do whatever it takes, then maybe you need to sacrifice something. Maybe you need to take something out of your life until you hit your goal. So you got the carrot and you got the stick. So what is it? No fast food? No beer? No TV? I don't know. What is that thing that you spend time on or money on that is a pleasure for you, but it's taking away time that you could be spending on learning how to trade and getting better at your trading? Figure it out. And then set your goal and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make XYZ $1,000 in the next month. Or I'm going to make 50 trades in the next 2 months. Or I'm going to make, I'm going to learn this strategy and I'm going to put on my first trade and I'm going to make 10% on one trade. Whatever your short-term goal is, or maybe a long-term goal. The author, Patrick's goal was $1 million in sales. And obviously it takes a while to get to that number, right? So maybe for you, it's, hey, I want to make $50,000 from my trading. Great. I love it. That's an awesome goal. What are you going to give up? Or what are you going to stop doing to keep you motivated, to keep you hungry until you get to that goal? That's what sex is for you. So yeah, maybe it is sex. I'm sure your spouse might not agree, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And then maybe you'll get some help from them, right? You'll get some extra motivation from them. Be like, hello, hurry up here, please. Get to your goal, damn it. That would be hilarious. But still, what is it? Figure out what is the goal. Figure out what you're willing to sacrifice until you get your goal. All right? So if you do this, I would love for you to email me and let me know what you have decided to do. That would be cool. Just let me know. Just email me, help@optiongenius.com, and let me know what you're deciding to do, what you're gonna sacrifice and give up until you hit your goal. So let me know. Send me an email with your goal and what you're giving up. I'd love to get these emails from you guys. I'll answer every one of them personally. So just let me know and keep the odds in your favor. Talk soon. Bye.
Are you ready to get started with passive trading and be a consistent and confident and profitable trader, generating cash flow consistently from the stock market? Well, I have some great news for you. For a limited time, we are offering my new book, Passive Trading, for free. All you got to do is go to passivetrading.com/free book, and we will send you the book in the mail for free, as long as you cover the postage and handling. So if you can cover that, we'll send you the book for free. We've already printed it. We got it for you. We're going to send it out to you. It's free. All you got to do is just go to passivetrading.com/free book and learn the basics of passive trading. Get the behind the scenes, get some examples, learn the strategies, and put this stuff to work in your life right now. Remember, go to passivetrading.com/free book and get yours now while this offer is still available.